What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about VELO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 18th day of June today, and here we are at about 1.14 cents. 4 days, 22 hours left in the week here. 4 days, 21 and a half hours, really. Looking at this on the daily time frame, let's just see. We did have a bearish engulfing candle there. Looking at the daily RSI, breaking down below the 50, rejecting the 50, coming back down. Stochastics are volatile as hell. MACD looks like it's rejecting the zero line there. I would assume that we have lower prices to go. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going lower than this low, but maybe lower prices. We might not even go below this low, but lower prices from here at the least, right? Low to high here, measuring this. We have found support at the golden ratio in a pretty big wicking kind of way. Is this legitimate? Is that wick legitimate? Let's just see. Is there, what exchange would we use? There's no like big, maybe KuCoin. Yeah, that wick looks pretty significant there. Maybe we should just use KuCoin just for the short term stuff, because that's a lot of volume actually. Coming down, you might find support there, but looking at the low to high again, I might assume you would see support at about 1.1 cents to 1.05 cents. If not there, $0.00933 at the most to the downside. That's what I would anticipate. You could go lower, of course, that could happen, but I don't know if you do. Let's look back at this weekly time frame real quick. It's not easy, right? Here you are in this consolidation phase. Here you are. Volume's dying off. You're at the end of it, so you're going to break out one way or another. And typically, whenever volume dies off, you're looking to break out, right, of your consolidation phase. The fact that you're at the lower ends of the phase makes me wonder if you're going to break out to the downside. That's not a good look. Weekly MACD. Hold on now. Let's get that. There we go. Okay, there you go. A little bit of bearish momentum starting to build, rejecting the 50. Yeah, man, the stochastics look bad. The MACD is suggestive to the downside, and the weekly RSI would be suggestive to the downside. I don't like the look of that. If we're looking at this here from a low to a high, 382, 236, back to the 382. I'll tell you what, man, as long as weeks are closing above 00967, you're probably okay. Weeks closing above that, you're okay. Just because you wick down there doesn't mean you're bad. You can wick and then come back up as you did here. You're fine, but if you go below there, if you close below there, I would very much believe that you would at least go to the 0.5. If not there, then down to the golden ratio. And if you do something like that, man, that could be game over for this thing. Looking at the current price, down to the 0.5, I mean, that's pretty bad, 45.5%. The only way that I would not be worried about VELO if you saw a move down like that would be if Bitcoin also made a move down that was down to like $96,000 to $94,000. If it did that, it doesn't need to see a move that's like 40% for Bitcoin, but if it sees a move like that and VELO catches a little bearish hit off of that, okay, fine, that's excusable. But if the rest of the market's moving up and you make a move down, that's bad. That's really not good. I want to look at VELO here real quick. Hold on. VELO. It's a lot of volume in the last 24 hours. That is a lot of volume. Is there a way? Can we look at the volume over the past like weeks, months, days? Is there a way to do that? Is there a way? I just see this markets. There's got to be a way to look at volume, right? Nope. Let me see. Hold on. No. If I click on it, maybe? Where are we at here? Nope. DEX volume is really high, huh? Interesting. I swear there's a way. Okay, but looking at the volume here. Okay, this might be it right here. Let's do this. Okay, right there. We're going to go to, let's go since the beginning of this year, 2025. Okay. So we have seen a lot of volume over the past couple of days. Okay. A lot of volume here over the past couple of days. And what have we done? We haven't really done a whole lot. I'll tell you what, that actually gives me a little bit of hope. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that gives me hope that you're not going to move down. And by the way, I wasn't saying that you'd move down. I'm just saying with where you are in this area, okay, where you are here in this area at the base of this range and a decrease in volume, I think I was thrown off because clearly KuCoin doesn't have an accurate representation of volume. You are clearly seeing average, above average volume with this percentage of market cap to volume ratio. So I was wrong in that. You're building volume actually. See, now this is good, right? It'd be bad if you're decaying in volume and you're at the bottom of the range. That would suggest you were going to break out to the downside. And that's why we were going there. That's why we were considering these targets. But I wasn't officially yet saying that we were going to go down. I'm actually good that we looked into the volume because KuCoin just doesn't have an accurate representation of it. That's good to see. So acquiring a lot of volume at the base is actually a really good thing. You want to see that, right? That's not a bad thing at all. I mean, look at all the volume you had down here at these lows. I guess actually at these lows you didn't have too much volume, but coming out of the lows you did have volume coming in. So this is actually a good thing. You've got a double bottom going on. I stand by it as long as you're above 0.09675 on a weekly closing basis. You don't close below there, I think that you're fine. You might be getting set up for some kind of a double bottom down here. Kind of similar to like this double top here. Just like a little double bottom right here, and then moving up, you've got a little W pattern. With this, you should expect to move up back to these highs and beyond, okay? Yes. And probably really fast. With that much volume, right, you can see it. Look at the sudden increase, the shift in volume right here. I'm not going to do this because it has that annoying little box there. I wish Coin Market Cap, could you get rid of that box, please? I don't like, or do something to make it like more transparent. Is there a way to make it transparent? Like, it's just annoying. I hate it. Anyways, a lot of volume came in over the past 3 days at these lows, and we haven't moved much. You moved a little bit to the downside, but really you've had a neutral week. With this at the lows, I would assume that you have a rather robust move up. I'm expecting the average coin to do like a 3 to a 5x by the end of July. So you should be at higher prices than this. Okay, this is good. Total 180 from what I thought we were going to go to, right? Let's see. High to low here. 1414 just above there, finding support at the 886. Nice. I do like this. Yes, this is constructive. If you are to move up higher, my expectation, and I think you will, would be that you go to the golden ratio next, only because you found resistance at the 1272 and then the 1414. What does that line up with? If you don't stop there, there's a chance you could go to the 1886200 area. Just keep that in mind. It's about a 5x. That's about an average move. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think 5.9 cents is a very doable target between now and the end of July, if not by the end of this move, which who knows whenever it's going to be, but if my timing is correct, I think by the end of July. If you don't stop there, my only explanation for that would be that you stop higher. Okay, you go to the 1886200, but I don't think they would go above this area. I mean, if you do, maybe you're on a crazy tear, you see a 26x, but I don't know about that. I mean, maybe. I don't know everything that there is with VELO, man. And to be fair, you've been consolidating since April 2024. You might rip, guys. You might really rip. But you look like you're performing on average, like what the average coin. You look at others here. This kind of formation, right? It's kind of like wonky, like a sideways formation with a higher high and higher lows. You got the same thing here, wonky with the higher highs and the higher lows. The average expectation would be to see like a 3 to a 5x. That golden ratio, the next target up, right here at prior areas of resistance, that's about a 5x move. So that makes a lot of sense. I like 5.8 to 5.9 cents as a target zone, but at the most, maybe normally the 1886 to 200 is a range, but I would say you stop probably right at that 1886, right there at 10 cents if you are to go higher. So it's either going to be just below 6 cents or 10 cents that you go to by the end of this next move, which if I'm right, should be by the end of July. Why would it be by the end of July? If you look at how this thing's moved before, it wouldn't necessarily make sense to call for a move that's that fast, right? It would be faster than anything else we've seen. The end of July is like right here, right? It would be a very fast move, faster than anything we've seen. But alt season's about to kick off, guys. We're about to see new all-time highs across the space. It makes sense that things might actually move a little bit faster, in all fairness. I think there's going to be some very bullish events that take place over the coming weeks, over the coming months. And maybe you do go up to 10 cents, but I mean, honestly, it would make more sense. If you're going to run up to 10 cents, it would actually, I think 10.5 cents makes a lot of sense to find resistance just because of these resistance points here. But 5.8 would be my expectation, 5.8, 5.9 cents. Maybe you go up to 10.5 cents, maybe, but much past that I don't really see happening, okay? So that's nice to know. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll wrap this video up, okay? 1 hour time frame here. Looking at you, and you know what? We'll ignore the volume. Most of the volume's happening on DEXs for whatever reason. A lot of volume there at the low, though, to be fair. That's not bad. RSI is looking productive, looking like you're forming a nice base. You are getting pretty oversold consistently, but what's nice about that is you're still getting higher lows. So that's really good. I mean, yes, you pulled back here, but you're getting higher lows. Stochastics look like you want to go up. MACD just crossed, so you're probably going to have a bullish day today. 4-hour time frame, MACD crossed down, but you don't have bullish divergence. That's okay. Stochastics just crossed up. Once it's technically not crossed up until the orange line here, the slower moving average, the slower line crosses up, but I think you will by the end of today if you continue to move up higher. Hour and 25 minutes left in this here. Very volatile. Moving down without volume, moving up with volume. Love to see it. Low to high, but again, the KuCoin might not be an accurate representation. Bouncing right off the golden ratio. You want to get above 1.25 cents. If you can get above 1.25 cents, you validate this as a higher low. Okay, get above 1.25, you'll be taking out this high and moving up higher rather immediately. If you come back down to 1.12 cents, you come back down there, you would likely go lower, down to about 1 cent to find support down in this area. Maybe you get a double bottom, but I don't know, because you've kind of already got that, right? You've kind of already got that going for you with this, if I zoom out enough. You've kind of already, and you could go lower. Maybe you do go all the way down to 1 cent or just below 1 cent at 0.9 cents to 0.88 cents, and you form a true double bottom. Maybe you get some volatility, but I think if you were to do that, you'd be picking up volume right now, not decaying in volume as you're moving down. But time will tell. There's still, if you do start moving down and volume picks up, that's how you'll know that this should be a consideration. But even if you do something like that, what would that kind of move do? I mean, it's nothing crazy for crypto. Less than 30% of a drop, nothing crazy. And from there, you'd probably have a wicked bounce, just like you did here, right? There's definitely some buying pressure going on. I'm glad that we looked at the volume, because there's definitely some buying pressure going on. So I would expect that you're at your low points. Worst comes to worst, maybe, and if we look at this for what it is, it kind of looks like you have a double bottom here, just like a slightly higher low. It's kind of like a slanted double bottom. Worst comes to worst, you come down and you make it not slanted. But inevitably, I would think that by the end of July or by the end of this move, whatever that means, you should be at 5.8 cents or likely, I shouldn't say likely higher. I mean, likely 5.8 to 5.9, if not potentially higher. Yeah. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.